So good afternoon. Yes, it's the afternoon. Today's guests, we have Dawson, Stanley and Matt the Clerc from Three Rock Agency. Alex, you're based in Ireland, and Matt, you're based in Canada. Very welcome today. Good to see you both.
Oh, great to be here. Thanks for inviting us.
Fantastic. Look, we're going to kick off just with a few questions as we do. So this is called a business spotlight. We're going to share this with all our community and within Action Coach in Ireland. So can you tell people and the listeners here, what is it you do and how long have you been doing it?
So Three Rock Agency is an Amazon-focused agency. We help people to sell on Amazon. So we bridge the knowledge gap between people who have no idea how to sell on Amazon or people who are selling on Amazon and want to grow their sales but need to have a bigger team to be able to do that. So we have a large team of people who focus on everything that needs to happen on Amazon, from copywriting to keyword research to graphic design work, sales, PPC, strategy, everything that's necessary. And we basically enable the growth of sales on Amazon across all the different marketplaces.
Super. So, and you're global, obviously, in your reach.
Global in our reach, correct.
Fantastic, fantastic. So tell me, who would your best customer be? Can you give an example of who a best customer for you would be?
Well, an ideal...
Don't tell me the name now. You could just...
No. An ideal customer avatar, I guess, would be somebody... There's two types that would be ideal. Somebody who's just starting out on Amazon, but maybe has investment behind them. So they could be an Irish brand, a UK brand, doesn't matter where they're from, but they want to take their products onto the Amazon platform, and they have money to invest into the marketing on the platform, because when you first start out on Amazon, it's quite marketing heavy. The other ideal customer for us would be somebody who's already selling on Amazon, but they're kind of hitting ceilings around ability to rank their products for certain search terms or grow their products further than where they're already there. Or need more optimization on their listings so that they do better from a sales conversion point of view. And the ideal sort of customer size would be somebody who is doing maybe, between $40,000 and $50,000 a month at a minimum, plus already on Amazon, or somebody who's got at least, $10,000 to $20,000 to invest into launching onto Amazon through marketing.
Very good. So there's a minimum here, $500,000 plus in sales, and also someone who's got a bit of money to win. You've got to take a bit to get them there. Okay. So tell me, what were the biggest impacts of COVID for you guys?
COVID led to a large increase in customers, actually. A lot of people were trying to get onto different marketplaces, Amazon being one of them. So we grew staff and sales or clients over that period quite well. I've been working from home or through a home office since 2001 when I first set up my first online e-commerce business. And as a result of that, there was no change. It actually calmed everything down a little bit in the home life sense of things. So I ended up working longer hours. I think a lot of people ended up working longer hours when they were running their own businesses remotely. But overall, our team was always remote first. And it just made sense to us when we were first setting it up to go with that. And so COVID really just reinforced the fact that we had the ideal business model for the digital sort of age where people are able to communicate, through Zoom, through Google Meet, through Teams, whatever it might be, and still be able to run a reliable and useful business that helps other people do whatever they need to do.
Yeah, fantastic. So you're ahead of the curve, and as far as that concerned, certainly for myself now, I'm doing this about 5 years, and Zoom has become second place now. It's just fantastic. You save time and everything else. So it's a great medium to get things through. So tell me, what, for both of you then, what's the biggest learning you've had since you've been a business owner?
I'll let you jump in there, Matt.
Matt, yeah, come on, Matt.
I don't know, that's hard to say because, there's been a lot of change, I guess, from starting business. I started in 2015 with business. Before that, I did, I worked in an air traffic control tower. So, it was a big change. I jumped into Amazon as a business, and I did that full time. And then in 2019, Alex and I got together and we formed this agency. So over that period, it's been quite a lot of change in the way that, for me on Amazon, the way that sales have happened, what you're allowed to do, and how the market's really pulled back, how like brands have really become so much more important on the platform. So, for us now, I think it's a big difference, day to day in what we're actually trying to accomplish with brands from, instead of, really trying to just boost a product, now we're trying to really build a brand.
And there's so much noise out there at the moment, which is a phrase I sometimes hate, but actually it's kind of very true. So how do you stand out? How do you differentiate? So you guys help people differentiate themselves, I presume, and get themselves to the market. So what are the biggest issues you've managed to overcome, do you think?
I think internally within the business, if we take business in sort of context, hiring and firing is a major component of every business, and the HR element that goes alongside of that. We've made some bad hires over the years, and we've made some amazing hires over the years. And so one of the biggest things for us that we do now is we try and target the right person always, but we hire fast and fire fast, and we give people a really good opportunity to showcase their skills and meet with the expectations that they set. But if it's not a good fit and they're not able to do what they say they can do, then we let them go fairly fast. And it's been a hard lesson. We've learned it through some hard experiences, and that's definitely one of the things that we find is important. And then the other thing, I suppose, is outside marketing and growth are all linked together. The more you're visible, even through what you're doing here with Action Coach, the more visibility you have, the more outward impact that has on inbound client leads. And so that's a major part of what we do now as well.
Yeah. Here too. Just one thing that's been really important to us is actually like learning how to build our SOPs and our operating procedures within the business. It's huge within a business. If you can create great operating procedures, it makes the business run smoothly. Before you have that, the business does not run that smooth. Correct.
Well, we are all in a similar world. And for us, we look at 4 words: people buy from people. Don't forget that. It's about, people say, oh, well, that's bloody obvious, isn't it? Well, actually, yeah, it may be obvious, but how many of you actually understand what it means? And so that's an interesting journey to go on. However, so tell me, what have you learned most about yourselves along this journey?
Alex?
Okay, I'll go. I'm a great starter. I'm not a great finisher. And that's something, I'm the ideas person within our business. And so I need a team around me to implement. So I move at a very fast pace when it comes to ideation and, strategy. I'm really good at strategy, really good at tactics, really good at outside thinking, outside the box, and coming up with new ideas for clients and internally for our own business. But then I need a strong team around me to implement that. And so basically knowing where my limits are, I guess, and my limits are, I love to strategize and come up with ideas, and to start them and start the implementation of them, but then I need a strong team around me to finish it.
Excellent. And how would you describe yourself?
I think one of the things that I've learned even more recently is that I'm actually quite good at training. So when we come across these tasks and things that we want to do within the team, I never really was like a people person or out there with a group of people doing stuff. I was always like a solo, entrepreneur for the most part. And I think along the way, I've really figured out that I can actually take a team, take a bunch of people and train them really well to do certain tasks. So, that's been an interesting journey, and especially in the last year and a half.
Yeah, I must admit there that both of you answered that question really well, because some people get a bit stuck, and it's actually very defining when you actually can say something that's both positive and negative in the same sentence, what you realize what your strengths and your weaknesses are, because that's real good understanding. I love that. Okay, so tell me, what does the future look like for you? And what do you see as the main challenges moving forward?
Well, future is definitely good. We're really focusing on trying to showcase Irish brands into global markets. So that's one of the key area that we're focusing on right now. And we're linking up through Enterprise Ireland, and we've got some feet on the ground in the USA who are, you know, really driving Irish brands across into the USA, and we're focusing on that. So from that perspective, you know, we've got good lines of growth here in Ireland, but also globally. And I suppose some of the struggles that we expect to find are going to be around that scaling of clients, and it feeds back into what Matt was saying around SOPs and operations. We're really building out all of that and priming ourselves for growth so that we're able to take a client on and lead them hand in hand through all the different mazes that come with selling on Amazon, and deliver the same impact to every single client across each of the individual marketplaces they're on, and ensure that everybody has a really good experience working with us. Fantastic.
So just a couple of other questions to go. If you were to start your business again, what would you do differently?
You can take that one, Matt.
You know, I think we started without a really clear indication of exactly who we were. And you know, it took us some time to build into that and start to figure it out. And I think, you know, looking back, we made a few choices at the beginning where we tried to do a lot more than we probably should have when we began the business. And I think now, looking back, you know, the more that you can direct your initial start into like one small specific area where you're really great at what you do, I think that is the most important thing. You know, we tried to spread out very wide. And a lot of the things that we did when we did that didn't work. You know, now that we've pulled back and we do like a very specific thing, it's working really well for us.
So define your target market more clearer from the begining.
Yeah, and just who you are, you know, exactly who you are and what you're going to
target offering.
Yes, that's a better word, yeah. So tell me, last question, what's the best advice you would give to an 18-year-old you? Because there are some young people here thinking of going into business. What would you advise them?
You know, fail fast and frequently, because every single time that you try something, you learn something new and you just get stronger as a result of it. Don't put large amounts of money on the line at the very beginning, but, you know, bootstrap where you can and build, you know, the better you become at bootstrapping and doing your own sales and marketing and finance and everything yourself, the stronger you become internally. And then it means that you're able to systemize and build out the company that you're starting or the business that you're starting, because you know each of the individual components of it. And yeah, I guess just, you know, take that first step, because you're going to grow along the way and definitely do better than I would have loved to have started when I was 18 or 19 in business. You know, it took until my mid-20s to set up my first company. So, you know, an extra 5 years ahead would have been a great stepping stone.
Interesting. And Matt, would you be the same?
Oh, I think that was a great answer. I don't think I'd improve that answer if I say anything else.
Well, guys, look, thank you so much indeed. And where would be the best place for our listeners and viewers to contact you? What website should they go to?
Yeah, they can go to 3rockagency.com with a 3. I was going to say a capital 3 the number 3 rockagency.com.
And it's Alex, Dawson, Stanley, and Matt Leclerc. I say that in French. Do you say it in French, or do you say Matt Leclerc?
It's Leclerc. You're correct.
Leclerc. Yeah, I'm a big fan of F1, so I'm a big fan of Charles Leclerc as well. Okay, guys, thank you so much for taking part in this and investing your time. I really appreciate it, and wishing you all the very best of luck in your future endeavors. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.